Hello, my cutie patooties, and welcome the frick in. We are here live with my Twitch. Twitch, would you like to say hello to the YouTube gang? We are going to be listening to Seven Spires. This is the song called Love's Souvenir. And before we jump into it, just a friendly reminder to please like and subscribe. And with that said, let's get into it. Yeah, yeah, baby. Ooh, itchy eyeball. Interesting. Unsettling, jazzy.
Behold the gallery of love souvenirs. Behold the proof it wasn't just a dream. My mind is a museum of things held dear. My bones a mausoleum for my grief. Somehow I lived a decade, each passing year. A child chasing love through high esteem. No resting on my laurels, there's just die or win. Sequestered in the dark, afraid to be. So very near. There is no poetry in rotting away in bed, rotting in my regret.
Oh my god. This is so interesting. I wasn't expecting this. It's got this like jazzy kind of sound to it. She has gorgeous vocals, gorgeous clean vocals. And like it's got kind of like it's like I want to call it like almost like a morbid jazz. Like it just has this energy to it. And maybe it's like the black and the red themes throughout. But this is very interesting. And then like is it called I think it's called staccato. I think. I think it was the violin or the cello here, which was very fun. And then the way that she kind of like stepped up for that last part, rotting in my regret. But let's look at the lyrics here for a second. Behold the gallery of love's souvenirs. Behold the proof it wasn't just a dream. My mind is a museum of things held dear. My bones a mausoleum for my grief. That's a pretty sick verse. Gallery of love souvenirs, proof it wasn't just a dream. So like mementos of your past relationship. My mind is a museum of things held dear, and my bones a mausoleum for my grief. So like all the good memories, and yet your body is like you're grieving. Somehow I lived a decade, each passing year, a child chasing love through high esteem. No resting on my laurels, there's just die or win, sequestered in the dark, afraid to be. So bury me, there is no poetry in rotting away in bed, rotting in my regret. You know, there's kind of that saying of, you know, I'm gonna rot on the couch today, you know, like that. So when she talks about rotting away in bed, it's not literal, but like it's kind of like whether it's fatigue or you know, depression or anxiety or whatever, but it's like you're just stuck. You're stuck in bed, quote unquote rotting away, rotting in her regret apparently of I don't know what happened in the relationship. Maybe we'll find out in the next couple verses, but like, yar. This is really fun, and I'm really curious where they're gonna take it. Also, Adrian sounds and looks stunning.
I wish I knew what came before these castle walls. I wish I could remember how to be. But in the
Piano too.
winding darkness of those chasm halls, there's not a single echo left of me. So bury me. There is no poetry
Brass.
rotting away in light, rotting in night,
How freaking epic, man. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Oh my god. Okay. I was like, I can't freaking stop here, mate. I'm like, it's just like built. Oh my god. Her sitting underneath those papers that are dangling and the wind blowing and like the brass coming in and just like everything's picking up, and then talk about a freaking poke my eyeball. Talk about a freaking epic just and then her harsh vocals there, the paralyzed and crumbling foundation captured by ghosts of speculation, trapped in time, cadavers keep the score, ashamed in desperation and throes of trepidation. I'm like, she went from those like really freaking deep harsh vocals into like that goblin-y kind of sound when she hit the cadavers. Just freaking epic. And then coming in with the freaking chorus of operatic vocals that is actually sung in what looks like it's Latin. I'm just like, this is like epicness that should be in some sort of like vampire movie. Like it's got this dark, gritty, just like, or not gritty, but like dark, kind of gothic vibe to it. And then coming in with like that jazz, and she's in like that nightgown or whatever with like flashes of her in that like leather getup. So it's just got like these, it keeps having these kind of like opposing you got the soft jazz, and then now we're like in that intense, more metal music, and then you have her in that nightgown, and she's all, you know, delicate, and then you have her in that like leather getup, and she just looks badass, and it's just like, ugh, it's freaking great. It's freaking great. Let's see where Adrian takes us. Let's keep watching. Oh, the drums. This is epic guitar breakdown too. Fuck. God, those freaking notes, man. That was freaking epic. Shiz, man. That is freaking stunning. Stunning. Here, I'm gonna let this go for a second. Define the line where loathing and longing lie, where I flinch from touch, where I crave too much. There's no poetry in rotting away in bed, rotting in my regret. That was sickening. In a great way. A flight of preservation, a blight upon my heart, love's souvenir. So kind of like talking about the aftermath of what you're left with after a relationship, or this relationship ended anyways. So bury me, there's no poetry in rotting away. It's interesting because when you say, like when she says there's no poetry in rotting away in bed, it's kind of talking about, you know, how some people will have heartache and they'll write a song on it. Case in point. But she's saying like bury me, and it's so interesting because she says bury me, which makes me think, you know, underground coffin. And she goes and she says rotting away in bed, rotting in my regret. So like rotting, dead, bury me, coffin, but also rotting as in just like being, you know, very emotionally just done in bed on the couch, etc., and just not moving. And then also talking about there's no poetry in that. So then it goes, define the line where loathing and longing lie, where I flinch from touch, where I crave too much. So it's like that kind of a love-hate, you know? Probably from them, what they did to her, and also at the same time them leaving, even though it's good, probably, because it sounded kind of toxic. But then there's that back and forth of like, and then she goes and talks about regret. So it just like sounds like a cluster F of conflicting emotions. And it's so freaking good. It's very that was gorgeous. Thank you guys so much for requesting that. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to it. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you cutie patooties in the next one. Bye.